Hello, good morning, good afternoon, evening, wherever you're joining me from. I'm Patrick Blackrock, P Money Patrick. So today I want to talk about my experiences of traveling Asia uh, extensively and the things that I have learned along the way regarding dating, even earning income in these foreign countries in Southeast Asia, primarily. Let's start with dating in Southeast Asia. It is quite easier to date here in Southeast Asia as a Westerner, someone coming from the West, than it is for some other people. Since my audience is primarily guys coming from the Western countries, it is easy to date for you in terms that you are already now, once you came into Southeast Asia, on top of the food chain. However, that is not everything. You still have to learn the culture of this place if you want to have a successful relationship. You see, I don't know if I'm echoing or I'm coming clearly. Can you put a one on the chat if I am echoing? I just want to make sure that, because I can hear feedback. I don't know if I'm echoing in. Am I echoing? Yeah, if you can hear me. Uh, I hope the audio is good. So, all right. So, number one thing, because I go out and I interview women, ladies, beautiful, lovely ladies in these Southeast Asian countries, not bad girls, not girls that work at the clubs, not girls that are doing things in this society that is somehow frowned upon. They have decided, you know what, I'm not going to be anything, so I might as well just go do these things with these foreigners and hoping they give me some money. If you are looking for a good woman, there are things that you need to do, even though you're coming in. It's already established that you are going to be a good provider, you're going to be a good protector, a good leader, a solid family, that you're going to be a solid family man. Yes, those things are very important, but you cannot disregard the importance of learning her culture, especially if you're going to be living in her country. I don't understand how some people that come to these countries and they live in these countries in Southeast Asia for years and years and years, yet they don't understand the most simplest things about these countries. In terms, they keep living in that I am a foreigner sphere, and this is not all. There are people who have come here and like absolutely adapted to living here. They speak some form of the language, not deeply, but in a they can carry a light conversation. They understand cultural norms. They understand taboos. Those are very important. They understand hand gestures. What you do with your hand is very important. You don't want to go in the Middle East or countries like Iran and give people a thumbs up. That is highly offensive. You see, in the US or even the West, this means all is good. This means good. I'm good, you're good, we're good. Okay? You go to some countries, this means up your ass. So understanding, like in Nigeria when I was growing up, doing this to someone's face, like that is giving, like in America, giving someone the middle finger. That is equivalent to giving someone the middle finger. So Nigerians, we know this, not just Nigeria, other West African countries like Ghana, Togo, Cameroon. This means F you, literally. It's like giving someone a middle finger in the US. So understanding things like that, so you're not continuously culturally inept and culturally illiterate, and you live in these people's, because there's so much they can tolerate. So you want to have a good, successful relationship with her, like I was saying on my most recent vlog, and I was discussing this with very beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Filipina. Because we were walking around the park, just taking it all in and watching Filipinos hang around, and it's all like clusters of families and families, like different families just hanging around. And we were talking about how family is very important to Filipinos. And when a Westerner is coming to the Philippines and they want to date a Filipina, be married to a Filipina, but they don't want anything to do with her family. They just want to take her from her family and let life just be both of them. How that is almost never works. Okay. How that almost never works. Because now you are taking her off her elements and you putting her in this place. It doesn't matter if she was living in a shack somewhere, but it was with her whole family, which is her extended family. And now you put her in a high-rise condo, beautiful, brand new built high-rise condo, and you want it to be just you and her. How after a while she's gonna, leave that condo and go back to the slum that she knows, because humans are creatures of habit. So then you may say, hey, does that mean I should, go back to with her to the slum? I can. No, you do not. You have to create a way for her to still have her family in her life and still have you. That could be through weekly visitation, bi-weekly, monthly. However, and make yourself much more engaged in that. So you're tapping into that energy. You understand? So we're talking, you guys gonna see when my Philippines vlog starts dropping, you will start to see all these things, because I go deep. Something that you don't see mostly put on YouTube, because most YouTubers that come to the Philippines, they just want to make, oh, this place is the greatest place on earth. Oh, they're just giving you stuff on, just for views, capping. On this channel, we keep it a buck. And I give you things that you need, not just entertain you, inform you, so you make an informed decision when you come to these countries. So you're moving like you are local, you're moving with a great knowledge, so you don't get got. All right. So number one thing is learning the culture. Learn the culture as much as you can. There is this guy that does video. It's called Geography Now. And what he does is every country, like he will go throughout their history from a couple of centuries ago to today. Before I visit any country, I always watch his video. And it's usually around 30 minutes or less, maybe 45 minutes to the most. depending, because each country is different. Like history of Iran is going to be completely different from the history of, let's take for instance, South Africa, okay, or even the history of America. The history of Egypt is going to be different from the history of a country like South Korea, okay? So he comprises these videos. So once you watch it, you understand everything you need to know about the history of that place, unlike the history classes they teach in scammy American universities that give you a bunch of nonsense that you don't need to know. He gives you everything that you need to know. It's called Geography Now. Let me see if I put it on the chat. Geography Now. Okay? You watch his videos. Before you visit any country. So once you're there and you're talking to whatever girl that you're talking to, she knows that you understand her culture because when you are talking, you are hitting on cultural aspects. The makeup, she's like, wow, she's intrigued. I've been doing this. This is another game I'm giving you. I've been doing this since when I started traveling Europe. And girls love it. When I was in Hungary, when I was in Poland, all throughout the Scandinavian countries. And I talk to them about their history. They are intrigued. Their interest quadruples. Their interest in me quadruples. That this guy understands her culture, understands her history, her nation's history. All the way, like I'm talking to a Hungarian girl, talking to her about when Hungary was still part of the Austrian-Hungarian Empire, or even when Julius Caesar was there the last time the Romans were there. And it's like it makes for a great conversation. And from that, you learn very intricately the history of that place. And it doesn't take much, so you don't, walking around like a complete fanook, or complete panzer. So, number two, that's number one, learning the culture. Number two is showing invested interest. Show invested interest about other things other than her. She shouldn't be revolving around you. She shouldn't be revolving around your world. You just fucking made her. Dude, chill. Show other interest in other things that that you find interesting about a country. And don't be afraid to reap something that you don't like about our country. Like, yeah, think you guys are fucking up over there, but hey, I'm just a foreigner observing it. But I think that thing over there is fucked up. There's better ways of doing it, but you guys do it that way. It is what it is. Show investor interest in other areas in her country. Number three. Okay. When you want to take her out, or if you already started dating this girl, and you want to show that you are not just, I'm not a foreigner coming here, completely clueless, doesn't know his oatmeal from his doo-doo, or his able from his chin. That you know her culture, you're very invested in other things, like going on activities, going on different tournament, like let's say the Philippines, for instance. You go into pool tournaments. You show that you're interested in pool as well, if you like pool. I mean, there are other things. I like pool. There are other things in the Philippines that you could be interested in. There's like so much apart from going to the beach and the rundown of the tourist spots and going to the bars and strip clubs and all that jazz. That you're interested in other things in our country. Okay? Show that you are a generous man, a man that cares. It doesn't mean that throwing money at people or throwing money at things and just lavishly giving out money. Show that if people need help, that you are a reliable man to be called on, but not that you're going to be there to be taken advantage of. If people genuinely need help, someone genuine, because since they're so family oriented, they want the most competent, a competent man to join their family. Listen, I'm from Nigeria, grew up in Nigeria, I know my culture. And in our culture, a competent man is like is gold. Not even like gold, it's gold. Okay? Every family would die for a competent man to join their family. In Nigeria, when you get into these serious relationships, it's families marrying families. It's not just two individuals. So the family that has the most competent man in it always wins. You want to join family that already has competent men in it? So when you're coming in there, you have like a band of brothers. And when you have brothers with you and you pushing in a specific direction, how can you lose? How can you lose? You'll be confident that heaven forbid something is to happen to you, that your children will be in good hands. Their uncles will handle business. And if something is to happen to one of your brothers-in-law, that you can step up. And these women always test for these things. And a lot of guys in these foreign countries, they fail. It's, in the West, we call it a shit test. However, the shit test in these countries are real. Because what these women are dealing with are real. Because there are no social safety programs in these countries. So no one is coming to bear her out. That's why you don't see the women of these countries making the stupid mistakes that a lot of Western women, i.e. American women, make, because they always depend on the American government, the big daddy, to run in there and save her. If not, some Captain Save-A-Hole to run in there and save her of her stupidity and bad decisions. You have to demonstrate that you're not just only a competent man, you're a man that cares and generous, dependable, solid, that can be counted on. So when they need help, legitimate help. So that's why I would say, when you learn the culture, you show interest in other areas in the country, and you show that you're that it's very hard for someone to come over and try and run games on you, run speed games on you. If you're coming in there knowledgeable about how the country works, you don't look like some type of guy that can be famoosed. They're not going to come over there and famoose you. The only reason why some of you guys are getting famoosed, and when I say famoosed, scammed, is because you carry yourself that way. I've been traveling to these Southeast Asian country for like forever. And not just Southeast Asian country, other Asian countries as well. I started from South Korea when I did an exchange program over there. That's when I got the Asian bug, or got bit by the Asian bug, however you say that. In this entire time, I've never been famous because I don't give her that energy. I don't give her that energy. I show that I'm street smart. By the way I move, by the way I walk, by the way I look at things when they present it to me. That I'm not just another dummy throwing money at anything and not asking any questions, and then turn around complaining that people look at you as a walking ATM. Why wouldn't they? You don't show any interest on anything, genuine interest on anything, trying to get involved. All you do is just, how much is it? Here, take this. How much is that one? Hey, take this. This guy is giving out money. He got a lot of it. He don't care. And then a lot of people give out the energy that 100 pesos is like $100. That doesn't mean anything to us. Like 100 pesos to a Filipino people, even though it's still money, but it's not the same level as $100 is to Americans. Okay? You go to a restaurant, just a regular, even one of those food places on the food court at the mall, you buy a meal, cost you about 300 pesos. There's no place you're buying a meal at the mall for $300 in the United States. Not New York, not LA, not San Francisco, not Vegas, no place that at McDonald's is costing $300. Here in the Philippines, you get a Jollibee, even McDonald's, for about 300 pesos. And a lot of you give out the vibe that 300 pesos is equivalent to $300. So they're thinking it's just 300 pesos to him. It's not that much. And you're giving up $300. How much is that in pesos? That's over $15,000. 15,000 pesos. Because I remember when I was in Nigeria, at one time I thought like that too. Man, and I see a lot of these guys that come in, they throw money at everything in Nigeria. Hey man, we gotta get it. I'm thinking 100 naira is like $100 to them. They must get it, because for some reason there's been this I don't know where it came from. It's probably from the first guys that started traveling. This notion that Americans have a lot of money just laying around. That they just have money laying around. And I believe it came from the conversion rate, because the dollar is stronger. When American goes to another country, they convert even $500, they convert it to whatever local currency outside of Scandinavian countries in Europe. And you might put like Dubai and some Middle Eastern countries today. But back in the day when America was a sole superpower, when America was this shining city on a hill and the rest of the world was just a fucking shithole that no one wanted to visit except for some great adventure, some business deal that you have to go over there to get it done. Other than that, no one wanted to live anywhere else, not even in Europe. America was this great shining city on a hill that it has everything going for it culturally, in terms of technology advancement, living conditions, and the rest of the world was just a big shithole. No toilet, no steady electricity, no running clean water. That's how it used to be. Almost like things flip these days. So in those days, the conversion rate, the American dollar was so strong, it became the reserve currency around the world. People wanted the dollar. So that made the dollar even more valuable. So from that the notion that Americans have so much money was just widespread. And it's reinforced on the movies. You see how they throw things away in the movies. Drive the car over the cliff and get out like nothing. You know, smash the car all over and get out like it's nothing. So you have to not be like you don't have any money, because you don't want to be a brokey here, because no one wants to fucking deal with a brokey here. You have to give out the vibe that you're not just a walking ATM. You have interest. You are interested. And when you show that, they bring you into the family. That's when you start to get to know the family. You explain your situation to them. You gain inner insights into the family. Who is most closer to who? So you know how to play that family politics. You recognize the dynamics. So when someone is telling you something, you could verify it through some another angle that might not be in cahoots. Do you understand? Because every family has that one person that will not lay down their integrity for nobody. Every family always has that one person. If your family don't have it, I don't know what to tell you. But every family always has that one person who integrity is impeccable. Someone you can call, hey, so and so is telling me that they need to go to the dentist, their teeth are falling out. What do you know about that? They could tell you, oh, that's complete nonsense. There's nothing wrong with his teeth. And he's asking you for $300. So once you find that out, you could be like, you thank him for letting you in on what's going on. Then you could call that asshole that asked you for $300 and make him come forward. That there was nothing wrong with his fucking teeth. He was just trying to scam you. And once you deal with that situation, word goes around the family that this ain't the guy to scam. If you have a legitimate problem, he will help you solve it. But he's not just a guy you can just go over there and poke and get some money out of. No, you don't do that, because they don't do that to each other. They don't call each other and trying to scam each other. So don't present yourself as that working ATM. Let me get some of these comments here. Brian G, thank you, my brother, for joining in. Say, hey, P Money, how's it going, man? Ready to get this game? Yes, sir. You know, I give a game. Once I learn it, it's like a stream. I pass it out through. Look at geography now. Let me see if I can get the link to his channel. He's been doing it for a really long time, and he's really great. Before I visit any country these days, I always go watch his video. And you will thank me for this. All right, let me grab his channel. All right, here we go. Put it in the chat. So if you guys want to go check him out, So yeah, geography now. Hello, Jack Jack. Jack Jack in the house. Thank you, my brother, for joining in. Paul K says, thanks for the sauce, P Money. Like the videos, guys. Yes, click that like button so the algorithm recognizes. Paul K, Nigerians don't get finesse. We do the finesse in facts. You know, you don't get famoosed. It's good when you have money and you give it out willingly than when someone comes in there and separates you from your money. That's not good. It's not good for your mental health. It is not good for your pocket, definitely. It's not good for your faith in humanity that someone comes over there and do a real numbers on you. So learn the game. When I read this book, The Richest Man in Babylon, rule number 2, protect your wealth, protect your asset. Not just your money, even your mind is your asset. Your health is your asset. Protect it. That's why they tell you in boxing, protect yourself at all times. You got to protect what's yours. And women, by the questions they ask you, they judge you on your ability to protect them. And when they have children for you, when you two create a family, your ability to protect. And if you cannot protect your money and she sees people running games on you, she's going to be less interested because she's thinking, this guy, if you marry him, I'm talking about a good woman here. If I marry this guy, he might lose everything. Just letting people take advantage of him. So be generous, but let that be from your own. Let that be of your own doing. Let it come from your heart. Because you made a decision to give. It's like the other day when I came to Olongapo right now. When I first came here, I took the taxi, brought me to my condo. It was short distance. The taxi driver trying to tell me that I was going to tell him to keep the change. But he's trying to convince me that the minimum fare is 100 pesos when the fare on the meter says 63 pesos. I'm like, yo, man, complete my change. I've been coming to the Philippines since 2018. There's no such thing as minimum fare. Give me my fucking change. And he gave it to me right away. So that is my money. And no one is going to separate me from my money. If I wanted to give it to him, let that be of my own doing. That I gave it to him from the goodness of my heart because he performed, he went above and beyond. And he earned the extra peso that I gave to him. But he can't just take it from me. And that's how you should move in life. People just not going to walk up to you and take shit from you. All right. JD says, what's going on, brother? Great points. I don't feel sorry for Sims or gullible people. You will learn or not learn. Facts, brother. Every fool must learn. And if they get in famous, let them get famous. They present, they give out that energy. I mean, anyone could get got. But if you are out here just getting got at every corner by some 5'4", 90 pounds Filipina, just outsmarting you at every corner. Because you're thinking with your other brain. And then you get in there and the whole family is just, they see you as just one big buffalo. Everyone is running over there with their knife sharpened to slice off what they can slice off from your buffalo big ass. I don't feel sorry for you. In this day and age, you at least educate yourself on what's what. People tell you stuff, you could Google it, you could look at it. Google is available in Southeast Asia. Just in your phone. Look it up. And may I throw this in there? For some reason, my mind is telling me to throw this in there. When you are in these foreign countries, before you even come here, get another phone. Don't have your main phone always with you. Get like $100 phone from Amazon. You could get one of those Samsung phones, or if you want to get Apple, get a nicely refurbished older Apple iPhone. GSM unlocked. Always look for GSM unlocked. And what that means is you could use it almost in any country, any network carrier should be able to provide you with service. Don't go with a locked phone. A locked phone means it's locked to a particular service provider and you cannot go outside of that. So if something is to happen to your main phone, heaven forbid, a lot of you that go out drinking, you get drunk at the bar, get in taxi, your phone slips out your pocket. It doesn't have all your banking information, like the app where you bank, the apps where you bank, all your emails, every other critical information pertinent to you, your photos, your videos, the memories. It doesn't have all that stuff in it. So you have your main phone, then you have your travel phone. It's called travel phone. So you get that from Amazon, eBay, whatever, okay? On Amazon, it costs about $100, brand new. And you use that to travel. So, and for especially you guys going to those weasel countries like Colombia and Brazil, you'll be doing yourself a disfavor by always carrying your main phone. P Money gets it in. Thank you so much. E Money gets it in. Thank you so much for joining. Says P Money. Yes. So that's what I've been talking about. So that was number 3. All right. Number 4. When you are in these foreign countries and you made a decision, okay, you know what? I like this place. I'm looking forward to living in this country full time. I am going to be dating in this country full time. I'm going to be living here full time. It is time to start doing things the way the locals do them. It is time to start some cultural adaptation. It's easier for people to forgive someone who's just visiting a country for 2 weeks, very short period of time, and they doing certain things that are sometimes frowned upon. You know, they might forgive that out of ignorance. However, if you are living there for a long time and you still doing certain things, hey man, that's when the disrespect starts to creep in. Because now they think you know better. Even if you don't know better, you should be, or you should know better. So you're not constantly doing certain things, because if it's in America, you know, Americans would call that shit out in a heartbeat. So that's one of the main reasons when I talk to Filipinas, even Malaysians, and other girls in Southeast Asian countries, and you will see that on my video. I have this one that I recorded yesterday, and I interviewed all these beautiful Filipinas, young, beautiful, attractive girls, and you will see the theme reoccur, because there's been this stereotype that these Westerners, these foreigners are culturally inept. They don't like give any energy or any type of effort to learning their culture. Like her culture doesn't matter. Like how she was raised doesn't matter to you. And you want the relationship to work. And there's constantly culture crash. That's why you see a lot of these foreigners, these guys coming from the West, rather than go with a real woman, a real good woman in that society, that he has to make few adjustments to. He will just go for the bad girl. The bad girl that have decided, you know what, they have given up on life. They just do these things to get in money from these Westerners, and then they commit the cardinal sin of wifing her up. And he thinks a former garden hoe will all of a sudden turn into kitchen knife. He thinks he can reform a woman that's been in a life that once a woman goes through it, she can't go back. And he thinks he's this special guy. And the whole thing implodes. You see the thing reoccur, and they say the same thing over and over again. Especially for Filipinos who already know about a lot of this Western culture. They say since they are outward looking, they don't mind learning about other cultures. They're already doing it anyway. Is that the guy doesn't care to learn hows? Do you understand? They say the stereotype and I mean, it might be, you might say, I wouldn't even call it rumor because they've heard so much story, whether from cousins and auntie, someone that married a foreigner, and foreigner, even after 5, 10 years of marriage, is still doing certain things that are culturally frowned upon in their culture. So now the really good ones, I try to just marry a Filipino. And a lot of these foreigners, rather than putting in the work, because they think if they're in the Philippines, all Filipino women will just fall on their lap. They think if they go out there and talk to any Filipina, especially an educated, young, beautiful, not a single mother Filipina, she would just fall on his lap. So rather than, some of them would just rather try to see if get a Filipino guy, and if they can't, they go for one of these culturally clueless Western guys. So I say that to say, number 4 is that you have to demonstrate that you are willing to step somewhere to meet her. Because you could take the good that from your culture and you bring in the good from her culture and you mix it up to create a very loving, unique home. If you're only looking at, oh, your culture is going to dominate the household, because this is a woman, and I'm talking to guys that are very serious. I'm talking to guys that are looking to do pump and dumps. If you do looking to do pump and dumps, this channel is not for you. You know, I tell you to get the fuck out of here, go look for another channel that travels around doing pump and dumps. I'm talking to guys that are serious about meeting a real good woman. Whether you want to get married or maybe you don't believe in marriage, but you want to stay with the same woman, have a kid, raised by the same woman. She's going to be influencing your children. And she's going to be doing it the best way she knows how. And if mom is going one direction and dad is going another direction, I can guarantee you that that family is going to be broken up. Wife is going, or the mother is going this way, the father is going that way. That's just going to split. Okay? That's another thing that Western guys don't do. They don't even try to discuss before getting to marriage ideologies in raising the children. And if they don't understand the culture, how are they going to understand how their children will be raised? And this issue is being raised later on as the child is already here, being brought up. And they find they have too much of a difference, that the gap in the difference is just too wide. And they say, oh, she changed. No, she didn't. You just never brought this up. There are certain things culturally they might be doing in their culture. That's how everybody, especially if you're living there. Maybe if you're living in the West, even though, yeah, she still will be certain things, because she will be a mother and she'll rather go with what she knows. Okay? So let's see what people are saying in the chat. Aaron Queen says Floyd will offend a lot of people in India with his thumbs ups. He does thumbs ups. BYYR say facts. Yes, sir. Says that's what I relate to you. P-Money, you operate on grown man time. Yes, sir. That's facts. Facts, facts, facts. This is Grown Man Channel. So anyone looking for any childish things can go look for another channel. Like, bye, Felicia. Get the fuck out of my channel. I don't do that here. Guys that I bring in my channel and guys that should be watching this channel are guys that are seeking the ultimate freedom. Ultimate freedom. That's the guys that like to surround themselves with successful guys, successful people. So that rubs off on you. You're looking to continuously double on your income year over year. Earn better income so you could become completely free. The real freedom is go where you want to, when you want to. That is the real freedom. Working with people that you want to work with, when you want to work with them. Not getting hammed in by some circumstance, because men complicate their lives and justify why. They bring in people that does not align with their ideologies, their vision, and they let those people take the lead and fuck up everything, and then they try to justify why. And now they are in such a mess that they don't know how to get out of it, because they don't move strategically. They don't think about things methodologically, like looking at all four corners of the cube. They see things from face value rather than knowing that things are always not what they appear. Okay? And how can you be that man that thinks methodologically if you're not out there studying the best and the brightest? So that's the reason why I give out these games, because this community here that I'm forming is going to be a force field. Not just relocating to another country, relocating to another country and having a strong community that can plug you in earning income. Because when you are in these countries and you're not earning enough income and you want to live like the locals live, trust me, brother, you will not like it. Maybe the first few months you might think, oh yeah, this is cool, man. I have nothing to worry about. I can manage this. Not if you've been raised in the West. Most of you don't want to leave like some of these people leave. You want to leave just above a certain threshold. You want to have AC in the house. Not that you're going to be using it 24/7, but it's nice when you are at night when you're about to sleep to turn it on to cool the temperature, so you don't have to open the windows that invites mosquitoes in, and now you're leaving yourself exposed to all kinds of security risk because you're sleeping and your windows are open. and you're defenseless, and you want some woman to come over there, be laying next to you, and give you children, and they're laying there defenseless, and for not just the mosquitoes to come and eat them as a buffet, but other dangers as well. So earning a good income is good. Money is not everything, but it's the only thing that people keep account of. You understand? So that was number 4. So number 5 that I want to mention, when you live in these foreign countries, this one is very important. When you're living in these foreign countries and you want to be successful, you don't want to be running back to the matrix. You want to escape the plantation and remain free. It is a shame to escape from the plantation and you go back because you couldn't make it on your own. It is a damn shame that you escape from the matrix and you running. You couldn't handle your own freedom. You couldn't create structure for you to operate under. And you decide to go back to the matrix, trying to get your old job, trying to reestablish the life that you decided, you know what, this life is not doing it for me. I want to go somewhere else that I will be happier. And you couldn't cut it. Because could be for a variety of reasons, whether you've been impatient or you didn't plan it very well, you didn't learn. And a lot of that comes from not learning the lay of the land that you go into. A lot of that comes from you not learning the lay of the land that you're going to. You are just trying to live off the moment. That's why guys that don't plan, in Nigeria, we all say failing to plan is planning to fail. Do you understand? Guys that are just doing things off the cuff, there's no year plan, 5-year plan. They don't wake up in the morning and write down their goals, the agenda of what they want to achieve today by the time the sun goes down, what they need to achieve, at what time should they be doing certain things. They are just reacting to life. Guys that operate like that, some do they win. Because if they don't have a plan, they will play into someone else's plan. Someone is going to bring them in and use them. That's just the way the game goes. Some of you guys, you have no plan. You have no year plan. What you're looking to accomplish. I'm not talking about that bullshit New Year's resolution. I'm talking about a legitimate plan, thought out, step by step by step. Your vision for the year, your vision for the next 5 years. What you plan to achieve. And not because you have a vision for the next 5 years and the next year doesn't mean you have to stick to it like a fucking stick. That you have to be rigid. You could be flexible. You don't have to go through a concrete wall. You could go around it, go over it, go under it, something. However, you still have a plan that you want to get here. Okay? You have a roadmap. My father used to make us write down our road maps. You have to have a road map. Which road are you traveling in? What dangers, pitfalls, permutations should you expect from that road so people don't chop you, as we say in Nigeria? So the number 5, this guy. The number 5, this one is very important. Have a road map. Have a road map. Have a plan, a detailed plan. Even an exit plan. If you plan on, okay, you're going to leave in the Philippines, say when? What are you looking to achieve from the Philippines? What is it that you're looking to achieve? Because if you don't have that, you're just flying all over the place. Have a plan. What is it that you expect to achieve living in the Philippines? Is it peace of mind? Is it no stress living? Living by the beach? Owning condos and renting out on Airbnbs? Owning some type of business, even a sari store? What is it that you plan to achieve? Just getting married, having kids, and then what? Because that's how a lot of these guys fail here in the Philippines, is that they have too much time in their hands and not enough productivity. A man cannot be idle. It is a terrible recipe. It goes back, this is not P money, it goes back to biblical times. It's written down there in the Bible, an idle man is the devil's workshop. Either you're producing, you're building, or you're tearing down and just consuming. A man cannot be idle. You have to, I don't care if you're retired or not retired. A man has to have some, that's what actually keeps you alive, keeps you energized. That's why you see the people like the Queen of England, that she lived as long as she lived because she remained engaged. That's why you saw people like Warren Buffett now, even Charlie Munger, live as long as they live and was still mentally there. 2 weeks before Charlie Munger passed away, they interviewed him, and his faculties were still there. He was still firing on all cylinders. You have to have something that keeps you going beyond just get you a Filipina, get a house, and what? You wake up in the morning. You cannot have a woman, your woman, watch you wake up in the morning and just sit around and do nothing. Every day she sees you sitting around producing nothing. I don't care if you have a whole bunch of money in the bank. It chips away her respect for you. That's the unfortunate truth. Women like to see their men being productive. You can't just sit around doing nothing. Just engage in gossip. The Philippines' favorite pastime sport. You have to have other things that keeps you going, that you are excited to wake up in the morning. And it's better when you are financially free, that you can actually pick things that you're passionate about. What is it that you're passionate about? Can you do them in the Philippines or any other Southeast Asian country? or even not just Southeast Asian country, or any other country that you're moving to. What is your plan? Have you written down your plan? So when you in here, you know you're operating under a set plan. All right. So that's number 5. And my bonus plan would be to have a budget. Have a budget. Monthly budget, yearly budget. And because that's how a lot of these guys come up broke in this country, because they have no budget. They're just blowing money away. And when you see these guys go broke in these foreign countries, you look at them, you know, or if you talk to them, that they violated majority of the things that are on the list that I just made. From number 1 to number 5, they violated every single one of them by not knowing the culture, from not knowing all that. They violated every single one of them. They had no plan. They were never interested in learning the culture. They were never invested. They would just throw money around, usually messing with some bad girl, just sexual maniac, having sex, drinking alcohol, partying, just blowing 2-3 girls out at the same time, and foolishly thinking that those girls care about him. I don't know how these guys mess with fucking hookers and think the hooker gives a fuck about them. They run out money, and they're calling the hooker to just like, the fuck. Seriously believe she's gonna give you money and fuck you at the same time? This is her business. Do you work for free? Do you? If you're an electrician, would you go to someone's house and fix their electricity for free? Some guy you don't know from a hole in the wall. Some doofus somewhere come fix my sockets and wiring, and you will do that for free? That is her business. Her selling peace leaves, that's her business. And you think if you run out of money, you can go back to her like the doofus you are and ask her to give you money because you've been giving her money. And she was giving you peace leaves. So set a budget, monthly budgets, and always look how you're spending. Because in this country, and I, for God knows how many times, sometimes I violated this budget rule. Because you come into this country, you think, oh my God, this is so cheap. This one's so cheap. But all that shit adds up. All that shit adds up. You're thinking this is this price, that's price. Oh, it doesn't matter. Spend money. So always watch your budget. Still, you want to leave. Still want to leave comfortably. However, you want to watch what you're spending, especially for you guys that are on fixed income. If you have income just coming in, then don't give a fuck. Just enjoy yourself, have fun. But if you have a fixed amount coming in, even if you have money just coming in, you still want to watch what's going out. It's part of being responsible financially. Being financially literate is understanding receivables and payables. It's running it like a company. You understand what's coming in and you understand what's going out. Because it doesn't matter who you are, you never want 90% of what's coming in to be going out. Unless you are a huge chunk of that is being spent in income producing ventures. You're investing in businesses. You're investing in things that are bringing in income to you. Other than that, you want to watch where your dough is going to. Some people don't have the discipline for that. If you're away from your country, you want to build yourself in a way that you have a reserve, you have something, some type of card. If you need to get home, this is your emergency card. This one is not for spending. Whatever is in here, not for spending. This can afford you a plane ticket, couple of meals as you're traveling to get back to your home country. A lot of these guys, you see them begging, they have no dignity. No fucking dignity. They go broke living in the streets of a third world country. And they came from one of the richest countries in the world. They have no way to get home. And they don't even want to get home because they have no one in their home country to turn to. They burned all fucking bridges. Nobody. And they just, in these foreign countries, blowing money till it's all gone. No money for food, no money for transportation, no money for accommodation. They're just hoping for a miracle. So that's that. Let's see what people are talking about. E-money gets it in, always wisdom and good. I'm starting here. Yes, sir. E-money gets it in, good instruction. Lou S. Is that how you say it? Or Lou LZ. Need to have a woman laying in that bed. OG, come on now. Hey, man. You better play your card well, or she gonna be up and gone. OZ says you're preaching. OZ messing with them hookers. Yeah. You could mess, you could play, you could trick. Ain't nothing wrong with tricking. Man, people be tricking to from the days of Abraham, or since the days of Abraham. Tricking is one thing, like taxes, that never goes out of style. 100 years from now, men are still going to be tricking. So ain't no wrong with tricking. It's tricking responsibly. You know? Because if you got a trick. But don't fucking blow out your whole fucking pocket on it and end up on the fucking streets like you ain't got no dignity. You know? Tricking is men are gonna trick. It doesn't matter. As long as the sun, even if the sun doesn't come out and there's no rain, no wind, men are still gonna fucking trick. You could bet on that. You could bet your last babka. People are still gonna fucking trick. So tricking is just as old as time. So then just like, you can't trying to tell men not to trick is telling a fish to get out of water. Golden Gate says, watch the documentary My Thai Bride, a good example of how a wife lost respect for the expat husband. He got lazy. Facts. And I never saw that My Thai Bride. That's women. People don't understand. Human nature is human nature. It doesn't matter if she's Thai or she's American. Culturally, man, is going to make a difference. However, on the core, human nature is still human nature. We still are human. There are things that men do universally, that women do universally. There are things that I have in common with Filipino men, Thai men, British men, because we are men. We're attracted to the same, to a youthful woman. And I'm talking about heterosexual men. We're attracted to status, power. We're attracted to be a provider and protect. We're attracted to being respected by our community, by our friends, by our fellow countrymen, by our children, wives. So you can't come in here and think that you're just going to sit around and do absolutely nothing, and your woman will still respect you every day. And it's not going to happen suddenly. It's going to be every day. Her respect for you continuously is getting chipped away, it's diminishing. You wake up in the morning, you have no agenda, you have nothing, and you asking her what she wants to do, and you just do that. Not in this society. They expect you as a man to lead. Okay? Certain things that you don't understand, you might ask for her clarification or to help you understand certain things. At the end of the day, you as the man of the house have to make the decision. You wake up in the morning, you have to create something that you're doing here. Even if it's volunteering at a local orphanage and using the skills and the knowledge that you have as a Westerner to connect with communities that's going to help with the orphanage, the UN, one of those United Nations organizations in the United States that help out internationally, churches in the United States. That there are a lot of churches in America that want to engage in international humanitarian activities, but they don't have the contact to do some of these things. You could help with the outreach, because a lot of these churches, they love that, because that helps them with their members or the church members to give more money, see that they're doing good things in not just in their community, but around the world. You could help write letters, send out emails, make phone calls. Even if you don't want to go run some type of business or get into anything that is producing income, because you have your income, even doing that, you hosting events that you are part of a community. And by doing so, your respect, her respect to you builds. Do you understand? Her respect for you builds. Jack, what you say? My brother says my Wi-Fi is really slow tonight. No problem. You could catch it on replay. I wonder where you're operating from, Jack. Big Dome says, which country in Asia women are approachable? Majority of them. Majority of, especially Southeast Asian countries. And even if they're not interested, they're not going to embarrass you like Western women. They will just turn it down gracefully. Okay? Even countries like Japan, South Korea. Yeah, those women are approachable, very feminine. Even if maybe she's married or she has a boyfriend or she's not interested, they will turn it down respectfully and gracefully. They're not gonna, because saving face is a big thing in in a lot of Asian cultures. I tell you, the number one fear that people have, not just in Southeast Asia, all across the world, universally humans have, is public humiliation. I don't care if it's the United States, Asia, Africa, the Middle East. That's why a lot of these places, with the exception of America, have like laws in the books against verbal insult. It's public humiliation. That's number one fear people have across all humans. They don't want to be publicly humiliated. Whether a guy goes to talk to a girl, and rather than turning it gracefully, she start making jokes about him, trying to turn him to a joke. So yeah, man, they were turning that gracefully because it's a big thing in their culture. Jack says, "How's everyone do this evening?" You know what, Jack? Let me see if I can go in on because I'm on StreamYard right now. Let me see if I can go in on YouTube and go to my live page and see if I can make you a mod and a couple of other guys in here too. So let me go in here because I tried to do it on StreamYard and it doesn't allow me to do it on StreamYard. So let's try this. YouTube. Go to live. Okay. All right, where are you, Jack? Click on you. Oh, okay. All right, so I'm gonna make you a moderator right now. All right, so just made you a mod. Thank you, Jack, for coming in and supporting. E-Money gets it in. I'm gonna make you a mod too. You've been supporting from day one. Thank you, my brother. So you're a mod too now, E-Money. And let me see who else is here that needs the mod badge. You've been supporting too. I don't know how you pronounce BYYR. Let me mod you up too. Appreciate you, my brother. Aaron Queen, let me mod you up. You've been supporting from day one too. I thank you and I appreciate you so much. Who else in here? Who's been with us? Who's been rocking with us from day one? All right. So now because I'm still learning this thing. So I know I have to, if I want to do it, I have to go to YouTube and do it that way. Okay. All right, let's go back to StreamYard. All right. Let me see chats that I missed. E-Money gets it in. He said the time is 8:29 here in Thailand. Yeah. Oh, it's 8:29. Oh, okay. Right here, right now, it's the Philippines is 9:29. So, oh, okay. E-Money gets it in. He says, we have a public holiday on Monday. Oh, you're talking to someone else. Jermaine Noel says, what's up, Patrick? New subscriber. Thank you so much, my brother, for coming into the channel and subscribing. Trust me, you're going to appreciate this channel. I bring you nothing but the real goods backed by receipts. E-Money gets it in. It's P-Money. I got me a sugar mama here in Thailand. She lets me drive. You mean her new BMW to work? It's just a balancing act trying to keep her assured that I love her. Okay, do your thing, player. Play on, player. Yes, sir. Enjoy yourself. I'm guessing you have the Thai driver's license or the international one at least. Yeah, Jack, I appreciate you too. Yes, sir. You money, you a mod as well. All right. Yes, sir. Thank you. Appreciate you. Yeah. Shadowville. Yes, sir. It says facts. 100% facts. You speak. Great life, man. Appreciate you for coming in here. You know, I'm still brand new on this life thing. All right. So that's the thing that a lot of people don't understand is just because you come in here and things are easy for you doesn't mean that you should become complacent and now do nothing, because you cannot be idle as a man. You have to constantly be giving value. That's the life of a man till the day you drop. Constantly, whether it is by sharing the knowledge that you know. If you reach the age where physically you don't want to, be engaged in physical demanding tasks, your knowledge is still valuable. The knowledge that you earn, that you gain all throughout life is still valuable. Especially if you leave past 60, you in your 70s, you can't tell me you haven't learned something that is very critical that you can share that will be of value to young people still trying to navigate life. Even if you don't want to do, you could teach English in a lot of these countries, especially like Thailand, Cambodia, even here in the Philippines. You could teach English. You want your wife or your girlfriend see you being productive. You get up in the morning, you have breakfast, you discuss your agendas for the day, you go to wherever you're teaching English at, you do that, you leave, you have something else, you go do that, then you come home, you're relaxing. And when you don't want to do that, maybe you want to take time off to spend more time with her. You have that ability. You can do so. Even if you do it 3 times a week, rather than just sit around all day drinking. And I don't even know, like what the fuck else you do? Just drinking beer. It's 8 in the morning. You're cracking open a can of beer. I mean, in Thailand, you can't even buy alcohol. In Thailand, you have to alcohol. They start selling it at a certain time. I don't know. I don't drink alcohol, but I know they don't sell alcohols in the morning. And it's precisely for this kind of to prevent the guys that have no self-control. Okay. It says e-money gets it in. I don't have the international license, only my UK one, but I don't usually drive in Bangkok, so I'm good. I will never be stopped. Windows fully tinted. Bro, don't play like that. Get you an international license. It doesn't cost much. Because if they pull you over, they demand that you pay that on the spot. It's not like the US where they give you tickets, you have to show up to court or call the clerk's office and make the payment or go online. In Thailand, especially if you're a foreigner, they ain't taking no chances. They give you that ticket, they expect you to cough up that money right there and there. They expect you to pay it. So yeah, man, don't play like that, man. Because you might be saying, yeah, they're not gonna catch you. You're doing it one day, you're just trying to go from, not even that far of a distance. You pull up and they pull you over, and yeah, man. And then they put that ding on you, on your report. Yeah, so just get international one. It doesn't cost that much, brother. Because I want you guys to play safe out there. Because Thai police, I always encourage people, don't deal with them if you don't have to. Thai police, I don't. Because Thai laws are weird, man. And you don't want to be on the bad side of Thai law. They don't play with their laws, especially against foreigners. They don't play, man. And you definitely don't want to end up in their jail. Don't play like that. Yeah. Try to be on and that's another one that I will add as well. Let me just add, let's add that as a bonus part of the bonus point. Always be on legal footing in these foreign countries. I have friends at the embassies, and one of the things that they dread, because I'm a political scientist. That's what I studied during my undergrad years. So I have people that I went to school with that now work at US embassies overseas and consulates. They dread getting a phone call from another American that has been arrested for some stupid thing, for something very stupid. You think if you call the American embassy, they're just going to run around, let's go get this guy. Nah, they will take it, notate it. It's not on their high priorities, man. Especially in this day and age. Their staff, what they are mostly focused on is American interests overseas. That's what they're there for. They're not there to bail you out of your foolishness. And I'm not talking to you, E-Money. I'm talking about guys traveling in general. Getting drunk, getting into a bar fight, getting arrested. You have no money to bail yourself out. You calling the American embassy. They have no time to deal with that. They'll tell you they're guilty, they're guilty you. And you're going to be seen rotting in some third world country jail. Because that's not the primary reason the American consulate and embassies are there. They're there to advance American interest in these countries. And if there's a legitimate threat to an American citizens, yes, they would get involved. But for something as dumb as, getting into a bar fight, like I said, getting arrested, getting into a fight with your Filipino Thai girlfriend, and get some fuck shit, or getting arrested for smoking weed in the Philippines, doing some illegal drugs in Thailand, destroying someone's property intentionally. So things like that, man. You wanna even run a business. You still wanna be a very solid legal footing. That's why in Thailand, I didn't want to start my Airbnb. I didn't want to or expand my Airbnb empire to Thailand because according to Thai law, it's illegal to do so, even though people are still doing it. So I'm looking at it. It's one thing when a Thai person is doing it. It's another thing when you as a foreigner, you're coming in there, you're doing it. It's just an easy way for someone to try to jam you up if they really wanted to. And Airbnb is a cash intensive business. It requires an upfront cost in whether I'm buying the condo, I'm leasing the condo, it still requires for me to furnish it with really good furnitures that attracts high-paying clients or high-paying guests. It still requires me to assemble a team of cleaners, repair guy, the photographer. So last thing I want to do is do all that and someone to come and tell me I can't run this business here because it's illegal, and I should have known because it's illegal according to the laws of the books. So I don't want to, play like that. So the Philippines is legal. I can do it in the Philippines. I can do it legally in Malaysia. So if I can do it in these countries, especially Malaysia, that has high level of foreigners visiting Malaysia. I mean, the Philippines, Olongapo is the only place that every once in a while now, let's say every 1 hour, 2 hours, I'll see a foreigner. In the other parts of the Philippines, you rarely see foreigners, with the exception of like Boracay. You rarely see foreigners here, even though they still come here in the Philippines. But yeah, that's that. Thank you guys for joining me. I really truly appreciate you guys. What you guys think about living abroad? What are your thoughts on living abroad and how you see guys out here moving? Hmm? You think people out here moving smart or dumb? Because I hear these horror stories, and as they're telling me, you like red flag after red flag, and like I see, like this day and age, I can see from the first time I talk to a girl, whether it's in person or online, where that is going to lead to. It's like I've been traveling so much, I can see it from a mile away. When I'm walking around, whether it's the markets or the mall, I know a working girl when I see one, and I mean a freelancer, a pro. So I'm not going to try to talk to her because I'm not into that. And I know a girl that works at the bar, and I know a girl that's just there with her friends. You can see the differences. The way they dress, the way they move it. So you don't get yourself entangled. Or so you just met a girl, you're talking to her, and she wants to go back to your condo with you or go back to your hotel. Come on, man. You know that's a pro. No normal girl just met a guy in the Southeast Asian countries and just want to go and have you pump and dump her. It doesn't work that way. If you want to play, make sure that you negotiate what you're going to pay before you leave the spot that you met at. So you don't end up like those doofuses in Colombia on that video. Because in this foreign country, you don't want to be in that kind of mess, dealing with the police and trying to explain your part of the situation. You don't understand the laws. And a lot of these places, the police will actually task you because they come over there. They already know the part of the law that you violated, and you singing like a bird, giving out information they will potentially use against you because you don't understand the laws. So, yeah, man, you guys gotta move carefully. Crypto Bro says Airbnb isn't illegal in Thailand. Yes, it is, according to the present laws they have in the books. You might want to do your research. They still have Airbnb. People are still renting their condos, houses as an Airbnb, even though it's illegal. You might want to do your research, Crypto Bro. You just have to follow said rules. What rules? The rules are the laws. If it's by the government, it is a law. You gotta understand the difference between rules and laws. Rules and laws are not the same thing. That's how people get themselves jammed up. Airbnb, trust me, I am in the Airbnb business. And I researched it and talked to lawyers. Okay? Yes, people still have Airbnbs in Thailand. I've rented Airbnbs in Thailand. It's one thing, like I said, when Thai people are doing it, you don't want to come over there doing it as a foreigner, even though I've seen foreigners doing it. Because they might look the other way for their citizens, but you come over there, you're already breaking their laws from the jump. Jermaine Noel says there's always going to be those few that move dumb. Facts, man. Facts. In the walls of PT Banner. A sucker is born every minute. Every minute, another sucker is born. They will suck. JD says, let him learn. If you want to play, be in control of that environment, not getting robbed or killed. Dumb. Facts. If you want to play, you got to learn the rules of the game that you're playing. You know? Especially, you have to understand the differences so you don't go over there and insult someone or someone's wife or sister. Because when I was in Thailand, I went to a park where Thai people hangs out at, Thai women hangs out at. And they were telling me the reason why they don't go to a certain parts that have a lot of foreigners is these doofuses cannot differentiate between a walking girl and a normal girl. That these foreigners will walk up to them with their friends and say how much and try to negotiate with them like they are a prostitute. Imagine that if you're a woman and some drunk guy wearing cargo pants and t-shirt from his high school days with girls hanging out, walking up to you and assuming that you're a pro. Imagine if that was your wife or your sister. And that's how a lot of these guys end up in a terrible situation. Because if they can't tell the difference, they can't even tell the difference between a real woman born with a uterus and a lady boy in person. JD says, find someone who has something to lose or is just a good woman. It's not that hard. Yes, finding a good woman, it takes patience. It takes patience. But a lot of these guys, they want the very moment they get off the plane and get to their hotel, they want to be digging in something. All right. If you want to dig in something, like I say, there's no problem with tricking. Trick responsibly. Do it responsibly. Don't get yourself all effed up. You bring the trick to your main residence. Even if you want to bring it to your main residence, make sure your valuables are locked away. You are in a condo or the type of residence that have good security. She coming in, they check her IDs, they take her ID. They hold it, they give her some type of card. And when she's leaving, she has to exchange that card for her ID, and they have to call you, tell you, and ask you if everything is okay. You have to be in those type of residences. That's why I saw these guys balling on a budget. They're in places that have no layers of security. They just exposed. They have only one phone, their main phone, with all their information in it. They just move it down overseas. And in this life, when you step outside from your home out into the world, your number one objective is not to become food on someone else's dinner plate. You slip up, they're going to chop you, like we say in Nigeria. Dog eat dog. War out here, fellas. Iman gets today, he says, I really want to work remote living in the Philippines. Oh, okay. Well, the Philippines is wide open. I don't know. Have you ever tried the Philippines? I think I always advise guys, before you make the final decision on where you want to live, why don't you just travel all these, especially if it's in Southeast Asia? Why don't you just, because it doesn't cost that much to go from one country to another. You can actually take a bus from Thailand to Malaysia. You could take a bus from Thailand to Vietnam. You could take a bus from Vietnam to Cambodia. Even if you don't have the budget to fly, you could take the bus. Why don't you just try these countries and see which one matches you? Or live a couple of months in this country, live a couple of months in that country to really get which one is, best for you. Crypto Bro say less than 30 days, you need a license. I mean, to rent your home, that's what Airbnb is. Airbnb is short-term rental. Short-term rental is 30 days or less. And they don't allow you to, I don't know, I'm trying to argue with this guy. Just do your research, man. You need a license. Having a license to operate a business is different from that business being legal or not legal in the first place. And in Thailand right now, you could look it up on Google. It's Airbnb, legal in Thailand. Just look it up, brother. Iman gets today, he says, I love the young Filipino women, young girls of legal age. Well, Thailand has young Thai women as well. Well, if you like Filipinos, maybe because of language skills, yeah, why not? Oh, okay. So you've been to Olongapo, Subic Bay. That's where I'm actually right now, in Olongapo, Subic Bay. Yeah, since I was in Manila, I wanted to check this place out before I go back to the Matrix to handle my business. I'm a businessman. So that's what I wanted to share today. Thank you guys for joining this live stream. Leave your comments on the time that you got gap. What do you think about this list? How many of them have you violated? Be honest. Because from learning from your mistakes is how you become a better person in life. Not making the same mistake twice. Which one have you violated at? Where did you get got at? And what did you learn from it? Leave it on the comment section below or type it in the live chat. But thank you guys for joining me. Peace. P Money out.